Good day, viewers. Welcome to iPrime. In today's lesson, we'll be looking at the mean, median, and mode of grouped data explicitly within a short period of time. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and like this video. Here is the table which we were asked to prepare. I've already prepared the table and I want to explain how I was able to obtain this table to you guys. Now let's go. Firstly, this is data, rather I mean to say this is data, and after the data comes the question after it. Here are the questions. Good. Now, if the first question is we should use class interval of that's 16 to 20, 21 to 25, etc. to make a group data frequency table for this data. This is the part I was reading now. That's what I just read now. Okay. Now, how do we go about it? How did I even get all the figures in this part here? In this part here, how did I get all those figures? They look confusing, right? No, they don't. Now let's go. How did I obtain that? We're given the first two. That's the first two. That is which is 16 to 20. The next one is 21 to 25. So this is what you just have to do. From 16, if you take 16 now, 16. From the first one, you can get what they are doing. You can get what they are doing in the remaining parts from the first two. They gave us 16. Check 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. How many numbers are there? We have 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we have 5. We have 5 numbers. That means they are counting in what? In 5 now. They are counting in 5. That is after the first number. You now count 4 other numbers. That is to make it 5 numbers. The next one was 21. 22, 23, 24, then 25. That is 5 numbers: 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. So it's 5 numbers. The next one will also be, you can use this method. That means you're having 3 at the middle. The next one will be something like, let's say we have, let me wipe this. The next one will be 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. So we are counting how many? 5, 5. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We only write the first, the small, or the first and the last. Let's say the alpha and omega. So please do that way. So, and this 26 is called the lower class limit. Why is it called the upper class limit? So for the first class, we have 16 as the lower class limit. We have 16 here. This 16 is the lower class limit, and this 20 is the upper class limit. For the last class, we have 51 as the lower class limit, and what now? And 55 as upper class limit. So that is one thing you have to bear in mind. Now let's quickly go to, there's another method we can use to obtain all these things without wasting much time. There's another method we can use to obtain them. So what method can we use to obtain them? What method is that we can use to obtain them? What method can we use to obtain them? The method is, let me show you. Let me wipe this now so I'll be able to explain the method to you. Let me wipe this so I'll be able to obtain the method to you. Okay, now here comes the method. Now let's say I already have 16, and I have 20. How do I get the next one that will come under it? So add 5 to this number, add 5 to this 16, you get 21. Add 5 to this one. Since they are counting in 5, they get what now? 25. That's how you'll be doing. You'll be getting, that's the 21 you are seeing here, and that's the 25 you are seeing here. Add 5 again to this one, you get 26. Add 5 to this one, you get 30. That's the 26, and that's the 30 you are also seeing here. So I'll be doing that continuously until you are able to obtain all the data, all the class limits of the statistical data. So let's look at how to get our frequency, because that is the most important thing here. Now all these ones are still very elementary. Let's say how to get frequency. The frequency part is this part here. How to get this frequency part here? Does it look magical? How do we get it? I want to explain it to you now. How to get that frequency part? I will explain how we got the frequency part to you now. Now this is how we came about the frequency part. For the frequency part, you start by, so from 16 to 20, how many numbers do we have that are from 16 to 20 in this table here? Let's start counting from 16 to 20. From 16, okay, firstly, bear in mind that this is your first row, second row, third row, fourth row, and fifth row. But there's something I'm going to be doing about it. Be looking at all those rows one by one. Row 1. Let's look at row 1. If you can see a number that is from 16 to 20. The number that from 16 to 20 is 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So let's see if we can find this one. Row 1. Does it contain 16 to 20? No. Row 2. Yes, we have 20 here. You have to look carefully. That same row 2. No. 16 to 20. Row 3. 16 to 20. No. Row 4. What is that? Row 4. 4. 16 to 20. 16 to 20. No. Row 5, 16 to 20. I've seen one here. That is it now. Let me wipe it so it doesn't cover up the number 18. That's how we got this 2 that is here. We got that 2 that is there by counting the numbers they have. That's how you are seeing this 2 that is there. The 2 that is there. That's how we got that 2 that is there. This 2. That's how we got this 2. That is the 2 numbers that are here. And it's the 2 you are seeing there. Now, you can use different color. You can use different shape. Like I've used circle to represent all these ones now. You can try to use triangle to mark with the other, so I can now see. You don't wipe them because you will not know if you are making a mistake or not. I'll use different shapes to represent different colors. You can be using different shapes. I want to count the one that are from 21 to 25. How many numbers do you have here? 21 to 25. Let me count them now. We have 1. I'm checking that row 1. Second row 2. That's 2. We have 21 to 25. 3. And we have 21 to 25. We have 4. We have 4. Let's check thoroughly in row 4. I'm in row 4 now. Counted 4. Row 4. Row 5. None. We have how many now? 4. That's why I'm seeing the 4 here. That's the 4 you are seeing there. Let's take that way. 26 to 30. They are 80 number if you count it now. So let's count it 26 to 20. That's what last one I will do. Then you should be able to do the remaining one. 26 to 30. Let's count it now. 26 to 30. I'll be using green. 26 to 30. 26 to 30. So already having 30 here. 1. 26 to 30. 26 to 30. 1. 2. 2. 3. 4. 4. That's in row. I'm in row 3 now. 4. 5. 6. That's 6 there. These are 6 here. 6. 7. Then we have the last one. 8. So that's how we have 8 here. I'm sure you understand it now. Try it for all of them. You will be able to do for all of them that are in this place. You'll be able to get all of them that are here. So the next thing is how did we get the second line here? This X you are seeing here, that's the next stage. How did you get that X? How did you get that line? So that's the most important thing. That X you are seeing, that X is called class mark. We call it class mark. The S there is called the class mark. And how did you get the class mark? You get the class mark by adding that's the lower, the class limit, that's the lower and the upper. Here now we have 16, that'll be 16. We have 20, that's 16 plus 20. Then divided by 2, you'll get 18. That's how we got that one that is there. Let's try it for the second one and see if it's going to be working out. For the second class, we're having 21. 21 for second class, we're having 21. That's 21 plus we're having 25. Add them together. You should be having a 40. What now? 46. Then divide 46 by 2. You have 23. That's the 23 we have here. The first one I did before we got 18. That's the 18 we have here. We'll be adding them. This one will be 26 plus the next class. That is this 26. Then plus 30. Plus 30. 26 plus 30. 26 plus 30. You get over 2. You get the answer. So the next one will be 31 plus 35. The next one 36 plus 40. So it goes on like that. Now let's look at the I'm trying to explain to you how I've got every part of it. Now we have our fx here. Fx. We have fx here. Fx. How do you get fx? Fx I just show now will be this frequency you are seeing here times that is that 2 times 18. 2 times for the first place. This one will be how do you get this 36? That will be 2 times 18. The next one will be, that's how we got this fx here, this one. So 4 times 23, you get 92. 8 times 28, you get 224. And next one, 15 times 33, you get this. Don't forget I got this 15. This 15 is the frequency. This 15 is from this table, and this 33 is from the addition of these two numbers divided by 2. I'm sure you know how to get your fx. Fx is that frequency times the x. Frequency times s will give you this. Frequency times s will give you this. Frequency times s will give you this one. This times this will give you this. This times this will give you this. This times this will give you this. So that's what we are doing there, and I believe it is very, very simple for you to understand. So the next thing is we are looking at how we got this class boundary. Class boundary is the next place we are now. Class boundary. How do we obtain our class boundary? The class boundary is, we have the upper class boundary, this the bigger class boundary, and the lower class boundary. So we have the upper class boundary, which is here. We have the lower class boundary, which is this. How do you obtain? 15 is for the first class. For this first class, for that first class, let me highlight that first class again. For the first class, we have for this first class, you know I got the 2, you know I got the 18, you know I got the 36 by now. We are at, how do we get 15? This 15 you are seeing here is called the lower class boundary, and this 20 point, this 15.5, rather I mean say 15.5, 15.5, that's a to 20.5. The 15.5 is our lower class boundary, and the 20.5 is our upper class boundary. How do we get 15.5? Now, to get the 15.5, just say from this 16, subtract 0.5, you get 15.5. Then from this 20, in this 20, add 0.5, you get 20.5. That's all you just be doing to your class limits. Okay, let me go again. In this 21 now, subtract the next class now. In the 21, subtract 0.5. Use your calculator. You have 20.5, and to this one add 0.5. You're having what now? 25.5. That's all you just be doing. Subtract 0.5 from your lower class limit. Then now have your lower class boundary. Then add 0.5 to your upper class limit. Then now have your upper class boundary. It goes on that way. And one interesting thing you have to know is that the upper class boundary of this one is the lower class boundary of this place here. You seem not to understand what I'm trying to say. Let me show you again. I think the note looks very rough. Let me wipe some parts of it so I can understand what I'm trying to say here. Pardon, I'll be there now. So let's see, this is what I'm trying to say now. Okay, we are back to it. The upper class boundary here of this one is the lower class boundary here. The upper class boundary here is the lower class boundary here. The upper class boundary here is the lower class boundary here. So be sensitive about that. Let's go. We have known how to get our class boundary. Now, cumulative frequency is the last thing I've explained to you. Then I'll move on to the question. How to go with our cumulative frequency? Cumulative frequency means that you add all of them together. So the frequency, this number you are seeing here, this is it here. That's the 2 you are seeing. This 2 you are seeing here. That's the same 2 you are seeing here now. How did I obtain this 6? Add 4 to 2, you get 6. Add 6 to 8, you get 14. Let me go again so you can understand better. See what you are doing here. Sit here. Again, I'll go again. This 2, copy it here. That 2, copy it in that component. Add 2 to 4, you get 6. You write that 6 down. Add this 6 to 8, you get 14. Write that 14 down there. Add 14 to 15, you get what now? 29. You write it down. Add 29 to 10, you get what? 39. You write it down there. You write it down here. Add 39 to 6, you get what now? 45. You write it down. Add 45 to 3, you get what now? 48. You write it down. Add 48 to 2, you get what now? 50. That will call cumulative because you're adding them continuously. I'm sure you understand what I'm trying to say now. That's what we call the cumulative frequency. What you got here, you add it to this one, you get the next one. What you got here, you add it to this one, you get the next one. So that's how we have gone about it. Thank you. Now we look at we are going to be looking at the calculation at this part here now. Okay, from the formula I've given you, all you just have to know is to know this formula here. This formula is all you have to know. After knowing that formula, then you should know how to what? Apply it. Just try to remember the formula and what each of the elements means there. I wrote Ln plus into bracket d1 over all over d1 plus d2 all close bracket, then C. Now I've told you what each of them represent as symbol here. So I'm writing equal to here, so I'll be able to bring them out at the end of the day. Let's go. This Lm means lower class boundary of the modal class. Firstly, where is our modal class? Our modal class is the class with the highest frequency. So, and if you check here now, under our frequency, under this our frequency, this thing, we have our modal class to be this class. Yes, I like that class. You will need to do a lot about that class. I'm marking it. I'll do exactly as I've just done now. So that means lower class boundary of the modal class. What is the lower class boundary of the modal class? That is lower class boundary. That is this number here. Let me highlight it for you in red. This number here, lower class boundary. So that of the modal class, that's going to be 30.5. So that is it, 30.5. 30.5. We have gotten our Lm. The next one is the frequency of the modal class. That is D1. Frequency of the modal class minus frequency of the, that is this one. Our frequency of the modal class minus frequency of the class of the frequency above the modal class. Frequency of modal class minus frequency above the modal class. So this is the frequency of the modal class here now. So that will be frequency of the class above the modal class is what? Is 8. So that will not be. Now normally you are even supposed to take note of the frequency above and below the modal class. That is this one, above, below. The above, let me use different color again. Let's take the above to be green and let's take the below to be what? To be blue. Let's go now. Above is what is green. So our D1 is the difference between these two numbers. That is 15 minus 8. That is frequency of the modal class, which is 15, then minus frequency above the modal class, which is 8. I think we know the number as we have 7 there. 7, yes. Now for this D2, frequency of the modal class, again modal class, that'll be 15 minus frequency below the modal class, that is 10. So we have 15 minus 10, we have 5. As I got that. The I or C, that I means interval or C means class. That I call it class interval. I is what we are counting in. We are counting in what? In 5. There's something I want to remind you again. To get your class mark here, to get this class mark that is here next time, it's not part of what I'm doing here. You can just be adding that class interval you are counting. That is 5. If you add 5 to 18, you get 23. Add 5 to 23, you get 28. Add 5 to 28, you get 33. Some of you must have even seen this. You must have discovered this. That means you are very, very smart. You may even be smarter than I am if you were able to see this before I am telling you now. So now that's the most important thing to us is the frequency of the modal class is the this one, then minus 10 we have 5. This one again minus 8 we have 7. So that's it. So you cannot use it, you cannot put them into this formula as let me open another page. I want to pick up another page where we can solve them out. So I want to see if we can remember what we did here. Just bear in mind, this is our table. This table we've accumulated before. This is where we are now, and we are on our page here. So then let's look at the data here, so I'll be able to write them out. I want to see if you can follow me in the formula without any much or without having issue. Can you recall the formula before okay, let's write together. For the mode, rather, that's for the mode. We are dealing with the mode. So that will be mode is equals to lower class boundary of the modal class plus into brackets D1 over D1 plus D2 close brackets class interval. So let's put them now. Mode is equals to, I think we got for that list, we got, let me see that number again. We got something like 30.5. Yes, 30.5. 30.5. Well, okay. We are going to be taking it again then. So that will be L. We have, pardon, this is it here. Okay. That will be 30.5. We have 30.5 0.5 rather plus into bracket. Our D1 we computed before was 7, if you remember. That's let me take it back for you. Our D1 was 7. You can see it here. Our D1 was 7. This 7 here. And our D2 is 5. So I will not want to come back to this page again. Our D1 is 7. That is over that same 7 again plus 5. Our class interval is 5. We are counting in. That is it. So use your calculator to compute all this. We'll be able to obtain 33.42 approximately. Okay, we'll be looking at how to compute the median of a group data. And as you can see there, I've written out the parameters to use. Like for the median, I'm dealing with median rather of a group data. So for the median, we have our, like you have seen in that formula, I will still write it out again. That is median equal to LM. We're having median is equal to LM plus into bracket n over 2, then plus we're having a minus rather, we're having minus cumulative frequency before the median class, then over frequency of the median class. Let me take it, the n times what? Class interval. Let me take it again. Median is equal to lower class boundary of the median class. The other one was LM again, but lower class boundary of the modal class. This one is lower class boundary of the median class. Whatever you are dealing with, we are dealing with median now, so not mode. So treat lower class boundary of the median class. Then plus into bracket number over 2, then minus cumulative frequency before the median class over frequency of the median class, then times the class interval. Our class interval has been 5, so unchanged. So right, class interval is 5. So our class interval is 5. We have cumulative frequency. Okay, we have the number of the data. We have the number of the data. The number of the data, they are 50 in number. That is from our summation F here. So they are 50 in number. They are 50. Our data are 50 in number. That is equals to 50 here. We have 50 here. And we have lower class boundary of the median class. How do you know the median class? To get your median class, just say how many are they? They are 50 in number. So that will be n over 2. We are going to be having n over 2. And that is going to be 50. Let's move it a little away. We have 50. That's going to be 50 over 2. We have 25. That is the position of our median class. So that means our median class is what? Is position, where is position at what? 25. So where can we find 25? Where can we find 25? Check your cumulative frequency. Check your cumulative frequency table. This is where we are checking in our cumulative frequency table. This is where we are checking our cumulative frequency table. This is where we are checking now. So take note of that place. So check your cumulative frequency table and check for the one that falls into 25th position. Where will it be? Our 25th position will not be in this place. Will not be in this place because this one stop at 6. Will not be in no, this one stop at 2. This one stop at we're having number 1 to 2 here, and we're having from 4 to 6 at this place here. We're having 7 to 14 here. We're having 15 to 29 here. So that means our what now? Our 25th position is in this place. Our 25th position is in this place here. How do I know it's in this place? Because 25 is less than what? 29. So just like we got 25 here, trace that 25 to this cumulative frequency table. Anywhere it falls, and it happens that it falls here. It falls in this group here. So that's the group we are going to be dealing with. So I've highlighted that group now. So that is the 29 you're seeing. So now let's go now. We are going to be using that group to deal with everything we are going to be doing here now. So we'll move it up a little. We have known the formula. We have known our formula. We may still have to scroll back again. So now let's go. We have said the formula is lower class. That's for the median mid. Mid is equals to lower class boundary of the median class plus into bracket. We're having a number over 2. Then minus, we're having cumulative frequency before the median class, then all over frequency of the median class, then close bracket times class interval. So now let's see if there's something I've not done yet. That's the there's something I've not done here, and that is the cumulative frequency before the median class. What is the cumulative frequency before the median class? That is going to be let me use a different color pen to highlight it. That is going to be this one now. This is a cumulative frequency before the median class. That is 14. So we are going to be putting everything. So we have here as what? 14. Everything is set. Let's put them. So we have our n as 50. Our n as 50. We have our lower class boundary of the median class. Lower class boundary. I'm sorry, I have made a mistake earlier on. Let me wipe it again. Lower class boundary of the median class is not 25. Is a lower class boundary. So I made a mistake of checking on that point. So thank God we have realized it now. Lower class boundary of the median class is lower class boundary is 30.5. So that is 30.5. So thank God we could see that. So let's check them again. The number there is 50 in number. Lower class boundary of the median class is 30.5. The cumulative frequency before the median class, the cumulative frequency. So we're checking under the cumulative frequency here. The cumulative frequency here, we're checking that here. So cumulative frequency before the median class is what now? Is 14, and that is the 14 here. We have the class interval still remains 5. So that's what we are dealing with. So now let's solve out the data we have using that formula. Using this formula now, we'll be solving out everything. So now let's go with the solution. The solution is, so lower class boundary of the median class, will say that will be everything is equals to, we're going to be saying that will be 30.5, then plus into brackets, let me move it away, into brackets, you know the formula on your head, that's the number they are, like I've told you, the number they are, that's a number, that's a 50 over 2, then minus, we have minus, we now talk about the frequency, we have the cumulative frequency before the median class, cumulative frequency before the median class, minus cumulative frequency before the median class, that is 14, then all over frequency of the median class. What's the frequency of the median class? Let's check out. It's as if we didn't write it also. Frequency, I'm sorry, we have also made a mistake again. Our class interval is supposed to, this is not our class interval. So the frequency of the median class is what? This is the frequency of the median class. I didn't even write interval there. So frequency of the median class is we have the frequency of the median class is 15. It's 15. That is frequency of the median class. So that's what I'm supposed to be having here rather. So pardon. So the frequency of the median class is 15. Is 15. So we have 15. Pardon. So we have then times 5, which is the class interval. The class interval is the C you are having here. The C you are having here is the class interval here. So if you solve out everything, you should be able to obtain as your median, that's a 30, let's say we're having 34 points, then we're having 34.17. That is all. For the mean, 1753 divided by 50 is equal to 35.06.